All right, today we're going to take a 4-color design or a multicolor design and rip it down to 4 colors for screen print. In this case, I have this image and I can click on it and it clearly can zoom in on the image. This tells me that it's a higher quality image, so make sure that you can do that. If you're first starting out, I would highly suggest also to pick it like a tattoo design because the colors are more like a comic book. And you can kind of see what the process is. Don't use a photograph just yet. So if you're new, pick something that looks like comic art. Okay, copy this image. Let's go to Photoshop. File new. Okay. Edit, paste. I want the background to be white. So what I'm first going to do is go over to the magic wand tool. Click, delete that, then deselect it. Then I'm going to see what size this is. Let's go to image size. In this case, I need it to be 16 inches tall, so I'm going to reduce the inches and then put the pixels back in the resolution. So make sure the resolution is 300. Then I'm going to convert the image over to CMYK. You'll see a slight enlarging of the file. Not too bad though. If you see too much of a drastic change, you have a very low quality image and you should probably relook for a new image. Nice. All right, then we'll convert this over to CMYK. Flatten, and OK. So that's step 1. Okay, for step 2, make sure layers, there's only one layer. And in channels, we're going to go clicking this little small button and make sure you hit split channels. And that reduced it down to CMYK. All right, now we're going to take this black one and save it twice. Save it as 2 different names. I did this ahead of time just to save time. You can save it as any 2 names, doesn't matter. This one's open as 2, so I'm going to open one up. There we go. So for this one, we're just going to simply go to Image, Mode, make sure it's on grayscale, and Adjustments, Threshold. And just hit OK. There's our really vivid black outline on things. Okay. Now we're going to go to the black. And just got to look up the screen. There we go. So the screen for this one, image mode bitmap, 300 dpi, halftone screen. The frequency is going to be 420. Now this frequency will change correlating to your image. 20 is a big dot structure, and that's what I want for this beginning project. The angle is going to be 45 for black. Cool. Yellow, let's go with that. Do the same thing. The only thing that changes is the angle. So for yellow, it's going to be 90. Okay, magenta, repeat. Magenta is going to be 75. cyan, same process. Cyan is going to be 105. All right, so that is step 2. All right, so for step 3, we're going to combine them all back together. We start out by combining the 2 blacks. So I go to this black, marquee select the entire document, copy it, go over to the other black. Notice this one's in bitmap, so I'm going to convert that back over to grayscale. And then edit paste. Over in layers, I should have 2 layers. Change the top one to multiply. Now I should get a halfway between the 2. Now I have a dot structure and line work. So if you toggle this eye, you can see the difference. Hit Command E over here, and that will merge those down to 1 layer. Now we're going to bring all the other layers into that one document. Copy, paste, and rename this one yellow. See that with magenta. Copy, paste, and cyan. Rename the background by double-clicking it, and double-click it again, black. Okay, let's go to the next step. All right, so in this step, we make a new layer. Go to View, Rulers, and drag out a ruler. Doesn't matter where, just as long as it's in the document and not on the edge. So drag it randomly in, just make sure there's some space here. We're going to take the line tool and choose pixels. And for the pixel weight, I want 2. Now, hold Shift, make sure you draw a line. 2 pixels seem a little small, so we're going to go up to 5 pixels. Yeah, that looks better. So draw a line, both intersection points, where the blue lines are. Doesn't matter about these. These are going to be your alignment marks. Okay, the next step is go down to cyan, make a text using the text box, and type in cyan. Move that close to this mark. Then Command E. Repeat for all of these. So magenta, Command E is in Edward, Command E. Oh, yeah, and that should be here. Wait, got magenta, yes. Yellow, yes. Command E. And black. And if you're new to doing this, which my students are, it is a good thing to label these. After a while, though, you don't have to do that. It's just good for the beginner. All right, let's go on to the next step. All right, at this step, I would highly suggest you save. And you're going to be printing these on transparency. So you go File, Print. In this case, we have 11 by 17 transparency. So it's going to be Ledger. Then go down to Paper Feed and make sure you use Bypass Tray Transparency. Make sure the top layer is on, because that is going to be your alignment marks at all times. Repeat this process for every layer by turning that one off, turning the next one on, print, print. Then take them over to a light table and make sure they all line up. Another thing you might want to do is print on crappy 11 by 17 paper at first, and before you print on transparencies, just so you know everything is lining up correctly. All right, and that's how you rip down an image with multicolor to a 4-color process for CMYK screen printing.